If you're at all familiar with the Remington 870, you're probably aware that the gun's trigger plate assembly is attached by two trigger plate pins. To secure these pins, two trigger plate pin detents are installed in the trigger plate assembly, one in the front and one in the rear. These detent springs engage in notches on the ends of the pins and prevent them from sliding out of place. In this brief video, I have 3 quick and easy tricks regarding these detent springs that I want to share with you. The rear detent spring clips into a notch in the left side of the trigger plate pin bushing, while the front detent spring clips into a similar notch on the right side of the carrier pivot tube. Unlike the rear bushing, however, if you look closely at the front tube, you'll notice that it features detent spring cutouts on both ends, presenting us with some additional options for the front detent spring. One very simple trick is to move the front detent spring from its factory location on the right side cutout over to the left, placing it on the same side as the rear detent spring. It's a minor change, but it takes seconds to do, and I really like how it simplifies takedown and reassembly. Where before I had to insert or remove the pins from opposite sides to avoid pushing one past its detent twice, I can now conveniently install both pins from the right side and pop them out just as easily from the left. If you're having issues with the front pin not staying in place during extended shooting, or if you just like the idea of really strong pin retention, another option is to install a second front detent spring in the carrier pivot tube's unoccupied notch. 2 detent springs will retain the pin much more securely than one can, and for just a few dollars, it's a nice alternative to more expensive aftermarket anti-walk pin replacements, which can have their own issues. Extra detent springs can be ordered directly from Remington. I would suggest ordering the nickel-plated springs used in the Marine Magnum 870s. They're the same price as the standard springs, but feature a more corrosion-resistant finish. Finally, many receiver mount accessories such as shell carriers, sling attachments, and optic rails replace the trigger pins with their own mounting bolts or screws. Instead of forcing these fasteners past the detent springs as many instruction sheets direct, just pop the springs off and store them somewhere where they won't get lost. Not only will this make your build less of a hassle to take down and reassemble when cleaning, it'll also prevent wear and tear on the springs and other trigger group parts. Well, that's all for now. As always, I'd be happy to answer questions or hear suggestions, so don't be shy. Until next time, stay safe and please help to preserve our rights by being a positive, responsible example of the shooting community.